Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm with the big man Sam Burton, who coaches Hoyk Royal Albert United in the Scottish Borders. Cheers for joining me, Sam. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
No bad, no bad. How's lockdown been for you and the kids and, well, your girlfriend?
Probably pretty much the same as everybody else, mate. Not really much to do apart from go to work and come home, go a walk. We were still involved with the football up until a couple of weeks ago when she put us into the second mini lockdown and put an end to anything below professional football, which was a bit sore to take, really.
Oh, well, it doesn't really damage you because you don't do much running, mate.
Didn't do much of anything, pal, now.
So, what was your childhood like? Were you the Sam that we all know today, or just...
What's that? Yeah,
How was your childhood?
it was good, mate. It was good. Pretty much a normal upbringing for me. I grew up in Tillicooty and then moved to Hoyk when I was a young lad, and then that was it, mate. There was quite a lot happening in Hoyk at the time. It was booming. But I was always had a ball at my feet, always. I was never hanging about the streets without a ball, which is great. Which we didn't see now enough, unfortunately. So that we're on a video game generation, unfortunately, now.
Majority of the time, at your age, you were always and about without a ball, but with a pint in your hand.
Well, this is right. Good things comes to those who wait, mate. That's what it's all about. You wait till that magic number 18 and just hit it, but this is just...
Aye, no wonder you've got a beer belly.
I'm covering it up today, mate. I'm covering it up so you didn't rip me too much for it.
But you need a shave, mate. You're turning it to be, well, shall not say on camera.
You're just jealous because you can't grow a beard, pal.
So, but I still look younger than you prick.
Obviously.
Who were your football and idols?
For me, the biggest one when I was growing up was Henrik Larsson, watching him play. Alan Shearer, Kenny Dalglish, and big Bobo Baldi was a big inspiration for me as a defender. Absolute no nonsense for him. It was great, but my favourite of all time is Henrik Larsson for a Celtic point of view, anyway.
He was good. So, what attracted, why was Bobo Baldi one of your idols?
Well, I mean, he didn't have much football about him, but it's just his whole, he was just a great big defender. No nonsense, obviously, which is probably comes down to me. Apart from I'm probably about 1.5 feet taller and about 5 stone lighter than him. But that was kind of the way I played football when I was playing, mate. I wasn't very good at football, but what I done best was the basics.
I'm surprised you could even tackle someone.
I can tackle a fish supper all right, big man.
First football memory?
Well, mine's isn't got to be like what a lot of your other guys that you interview is. Mine's just gone back to a personal one where I was watching my uncles play for Inverkeithing. And I was just mucking about behind the goals at half time, and then they kicked off, and I was still mucking about with my mates and that. And then I was like, I noticed the game had started again. I just turned round, and a boy would have a shot, came past and just burst me right in the face, and that was. I just got up, and obviously there's blood everywhere, blood and tears, a whole lot. I've got my old man running around, but that wasn't a great memory, but it just sticks in my head, literally. Right in my nose.
To be fair,
it didn't damage me very much, Darren. Just spit it out, mate.
That's what I was. And first football kit you ever got?
I believe my first football kit, like a full kit, was the Bumblebee Celtic top strip.
That would have been 2000 and... can't mind.
Just try to think, mate. Well, I've got it. I think it was 96, 97. The Bumblebee.
Oh, that's all the unit you're thinking of.
Aye, that was it. That was quality. That you wouldn't wear that out in the sun. You can't see anything. Going a bit like a big traffic cone.
But that's you mainly every night when you could go out.
Aye, when I could go out. Forgot what it's like now.
What were you like at football when you were at high school?
As I touched on before about Big Bobo, I wasn't a great football player. I never have been. But I'm just 110%. And like I say, I was quite a basic player. If I need to clear the ball, I'll clear the ball. If I need to head it out, I'll head it out. If I need to clear a man, I'll clear a man out as well as the ball. So that's I was pretty much old school. I am 37 and I was an old school player, and I didn't really actually bloom until I was maybe about 20, 21, to be honest with you, Darren. When I left Hoyk and I started playing for Jed Legion. That was just at amateur level, and then I went on to play East of Scotland with Kelsey United. That's where I started blooming. And when you get a better insight into games for the gaffers, then and they get you involved in all the formations and the tactics and that's when you get the head. When you watch football, it's good. But I think for like a personal point, the managers that I played under brought me on as opposed to just turning up to the park on a Saturday and getting told if you were in or out. So I wasn't good. I was basic. But I was good at being basic, I like to think.
Well, you're a basic guy anyways.
Basically handsome. Basically good.
Well, that's the verbal, mate.
Basically old.
Best club you've played for?
I've got two here that are in my brain, and one of them...
Christ, you've even got a brain.
Well, it's rattling about the now. It's like an old pill in a box. Right, so I've basically got two, Darren, right? And there's two different reasons. Probably my number one would be Leithen Rovers. The main fact that the boys that were there were absolute quality. The gaffers that have been there when I was there were good gaffers. We won loads of things, won the South Cup twice, A Division, B, all the cups you could win there. But I think that the main thing was winning things. But the group of boys at the time were phenomenal, and I was just quite lucky. And the Kelsey United, who obviously I've got as my first, that was my first taste East of Scotland. Then that was going for Jed, but that was a great setup. It's totally different for your amateur setups and that. It's totally it's obviously semi-pro, but it's like to be charted as a professional football. Referees, grounds and all that, you go there a lot better. So for an experience side of things, Kelsey United, but for playing within and winning stuff in the group of players we had, definitely Leithen Rovers. I was there for 6.5 years.
And I still see you didn't shove any your weight.
No, because I was a wee bit thinner back then, mate.
Yeah, you sure about that?
I've been 12 stone since lockdown, and now I'm about 13.
I don't know, 40.
Aye. Well,
best player you've played with?
I've played with loads of good players, Darren. Loads of different attributes to them. The two that kind of stick in my head is a boy who plays with Hoyt Albert now. He's for Gala, Big Lewis Swan, or Swanee. And I've got Taylor Hope. They two play for us now. I've played beside them. I'm like a coach player, but mainly coaching. But the two of them are just different gravy, like totally different. I mean, I could rhyme off another 10, 15. I mean, I've played for 25 years. But the two of them now that stick out for me, because I'm coaching the two guys as well, which is good. But playing alongside them a couple of times, I've had to put the shirt on. Definitely Lewis Swan and Big Taylor Hope. Different gravy, mate, than now.
Swanee seems a good player, like when he's at his game.
He came out, he's stuck by us. He could easily have went back to Border Arm, not a problem. When things aren't going right, guys get a wee bit of a different mentality when things aren't going right, as opposed to like just playing there for the sake of playing at East of Scotland level. Swanee wants to play football, and he's done it for us. He's training like mad, and now he's keeping fit. He's enjoying it. Taylor only recently joined us at, when the amateur side the amateur league, got told they weren't going to be playing till this year at some point. And him, and there's another couple of boys that came for Hoyk Waverley, absolutely fantastic. I mean, just a wee insight into us, Darren. I was meant to message you this, but basically, for a couple of years ago, we merged with Hoyk United. Hoyk Royal Albert and Hoyk United merged. Hoyk United is an amateur club, and Hoyk Royal Albert is East of Scotland. So we came together, make it one club, one umbrella, two clubs. And what we're trying to do is make it all local players. It's all local players now. There's not an Edinburgh boy in sight. We did have a couple at the start, but we've actually managed to grab a fully loaded 22, I believe, 21, 22 local players playing for us, which is absolutely massive for the club moving forward. I think for what I believe for the committee and that we're kind of bleeding money, and I think they chose that this was the right moment a couple of years ago, just to go local, because you weren't getting any, you don't get any spectators when you've got Edinburgh guys doing it. And that's no offensive to the guys, they were probably doing a good job, but to keep it local, to get money over the gates, people are not going to travel from Edinburgh to Hoyk to watch football, but people in Hoyk will go and watch their sons, nephews, whatever, go. And it's a wee bit unfortunate that COVID obviously kicked in. We were getting upwards of 30 people at the game, 30, 40, 50 people at the game, which is pretty big for the gates, because obviously you're having to pay again, which is good for the club as well. It's just unfortunate with COVID, but there's not much anybody can do about it. So, club's moving in the right direction, money-wise as well. Well, maybe not now, COVID doing all this part. So, what was that? That was Swanee and Taylor, That's what I'm going.
Toughest player you've played with?
Again, I've got two boys of a similar nature. One for Leithen Rovers and one for Kelso. Colin Smith. Smithy, he was just a big. He was just he wasn't big. He was a mouthy centre half, tackle, shout loud, just got everything. Putting the elbows in, standing on the tails, standing on the Achilles, getting pulling of the shirt, and all that old patter. And boy called Snapper, Stephen Tate. I reckon if you ever met him, doing at the Ferrydean, he's doing there now. He's the physio.
No,
he's a physio at the Lowland League side now. Well, obviously they're not playing either, but he's a big centre half and all. But he was 6'2", 3". Got God Snapper for a reason. Again, the two boys of a similar nature to myself, old school. When it came to playing the football, I was into the corner or man and ball. Aye, that's it, mate.
Best manager you've played under?
Grant Davidson, aka Babes. He was a manager at Ankram. I went there. Been there twice now for a half season. He's just, everything he does is good, positive. His training, his mannerism, the way he pitches himself across, there's no shouting, just all nice chat, nice talking, tells you what you want you to do. On the touchline, he's a wee bit more vocal, but again, he's very, very constructive, very, very, very good. He knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been through loads of badges and that, and I've played under a few managers, but when you ask that question, he's the first person that comes to my head for every reason, and I think he's unfortunately not managing a club at the moment. I think it's family ties. I think he's just had a kid recently, so. But Babes is definitely.
No, he's not had his kid. Had a kid.
I'll assume that his wife's had the kid. Like, we'll go with that, Ian. If no, then we'll be making a bit of coin. I'll be speaking to you next if he did.
No.
But he's the best I've played under, mate.
Toughest player you've played against?
Okay, it's another year, and there's a phenomenal amount of players that you play against. I've actually played against Smithy as well, who I'd put as the toughest that I played with. He's probably the toughest I've played against as well. He just doesn't give you a minute. Like I say, he's doing all the dirty stuff. He's doing all the pulling, the tugging, the standing on the tails, the nudging, the diving, the shouting at the ref, getting the ref involved, make sure that he's not got to get a 1v1 and a heater that he'll lose probably, but drag him down in a rugby tackle. Again, so probably Smithy, yeah. But again, it's a tough question. I think that's probably one of the toughest questions that you'll ask the day, and for the reason is you play against that many boys who are like, when you say toughest, do you mean who's the roughest with you? Who's like the
pretty much slash who's the toughest slash who's the worst?
What's that?
Who's the worst player you've played with? Played against?
I was going to say, you put me on the spot there, wee man.
Just say Billy.
We'll go with Billy Miller and we'll tag him in this video and we'll get his reactions from it. It'll not be very much because his vocab's not very big, so you'll probably have to get somebody to write his text out for him as well. So, Billy, if you're watching this, unlucky big man.
Best player you've played against?
Well, you'll ken him yourself. He's played at all levels, like again, Des Sutherland up there with the striker. There's no two ways about it. Whatever level he goes to, he's there. I would love to have him at Hoyk. So Desi, if you're watching, wee man, Ken, he's tricky, strong.
Man.
Nah, we're about the same height. I'll go with wee man. He's tricky, Ken. I think he's got the record in the border arm. He's quick, strong, finish. He kens where the nets are. He's good with deed balls. He's quite positive as well while he's playing. Kind of takes on the captaincy role down there, but I think Billy was the captain when he was there. But Des Sutherland, I think he's just a standout. Like there was a mix with two there that I was going to go with, but Desi wins that, I think.
Best ground you've played at?
Tynecastle, the East of Scotland. Tynecastle, played there. Ground's decent. Park's phenomenal. It was a good summer's day, to be fair, but I got the stand in that. The aftermatch, the dressing rooms, everything was good about it. It was good to walk through the tunnel. All in all, I think everything about that, but it's just a standout. Again, we go to quite a few places now, and as I stated before, I'm a coach player, signed as a player as well, and we go to quite a few, but that's the one that stands out for me. It wasn't a good result that day either for the boys, so anyway, we can move on for that, I think. You don't know what you can about that score?
No. How do you focus before going into the tunnel ahead of a big game.
Right. Now, is this from a player's point of view or from a coach's point of view for my boys?
Whichever one you want to focus
Right.
on.
As a player, I was quite quiet. I sat there taking in everything that my gaffer was saying, whilst eating jelly babies, obviously, and wine gums. And I was quite quiet. I wasn't one of the guys who'd get up and get everybody going, everybody G'd up. But when we stood up and were ready to go through the tunnel, that's where I became a wee bit more vocal. We're giving it the old, come on, boys, and that. And then just as we were going to go out, just give myself a quick, big wakey call with a wee bit of Red Bull, and you'll be fine, mate. That was me. But like the question for get myself G'd up, focus, concentrate on what I was asked to do. If I was asked to play out of position, I would then refocus for playing a left or a right back to maybe a centre half or a winger back in the day when I could run. Then you need to get yourself, I think the quicker you know the position you're playing, the better. So then you can get yourself warmed up, G'd up. And I was pretty quiet, Daz. I was pretty mellow. That all changed, like I say, but I think my mellowness sitting, listening to my gaffer and my coaches tell me what was all going on and where I was to be for corners, free kicks, etc. I was taking all that in quietly, mate, and like I say, eating jelly babies, wine gums, and taking a bit of Red Bull on board. But once we stood up, ready to go, when the gaffers and that were finished, and the captain had a wee chat, then that was when I come out the shell a wee bit, and let's go, boys, all that patter.
I'm surprised you even managed to eat jelly babies. You fat shit.
There was not a struggle, trust me, there was not a struggle.
Fastest player you've played against?
The fastest?
Aye.
A boy called Speedy for Leithen Rovers. As you can tell, his nickname, he was like frighteningly quick, and his real name's Alan McMath as well. But he's called Speedy, and I've never seen a boy who's probably slightly shorter than me, and I'm 5'7.5". He was maybe slightly shorter than me, and you want to see this boy leap and all. Like he's beating big centre halves in there and that. But Speedy, take a touch, and he's away. Ken, if he takes a touch round you, he's catching that. There's nobody catching him, like nobody, in my opinion.
Well, I'm surprised. So you couldn't even catch him?
Not even if I had a heat start, pal. Still be struggling.
You always struggle though.
Didn't struggle to eat.
Daftest player you've played with?
Right, the big man who was also one of the best that I've played beside is also a wee bit brain-dead. Big Lewis Swanee. He reckons he's intelligent, but some of the things that he comes out with in the car and in the changing room and at training, he's no brainy. He's no brainy. He's brain dead, totally 99% brain dead, but that other 1% is just football. He's football daft and all. He's a great guy, all the way through. Not a bad bone in his body, like, but some of the things he comes out with probably no for your channel, mate. Probably no for your channel.
Just say one thing.
No, because he just messaged me before and I was putting a bet on for me.
What team do you support?
My main team, my number one team is Celtic. I also keep quite a close eye on Newcastle. So both teams are pretty dire now. So are we moving on to the next question? I didn't want any questions for the Celtic, all right?
Best game you watched?
On the telly?
Aye.
The one that always comes to my head, mate, don't know if you remember it, was AC Milan v Liverpool in the Champions League final.
2004?
Yeah?
Is it not in 2004?
2004, I think it was. They were 3-0 down.
Aye.
I can't remember off the top of my head the date, but they were 3-0 down, 3-all, away to penalties, and you just, Big Shevchenko steps up. You didn't expect him to miss, and he tries to dink it down the middle, and Jersey Dudek's just slapping it away. But aye, that's quite exciting. It's probably is the best I've seen for a wee while for entertainment value. Not that I'm a Liverpool fan or AC, but just a good game of football.
What's your favourite still game episode?
The one, I can't remember the title of it, but I believe there was one where there was a piss pot under the bed.
Oh, aye.
There's and it's inevitable what's going to happen, but you're just sitting there, just sitting and anticipating this, and you're like, right, who's got to actually get this chucked on them? And obviously, when you got he just trips up and obviously lands over them. That's probably for me is my favourite. Like, I was actually just watching one this morning I hadn't seen before. It's quite good.
I think Holly should do that to you.
No, I don't think that's no adequate. I don't think so. I'm not into that water sports, mate.
What inspires you?
I just love football, mate. I just love it. Just what the other thing is, when you've played football for a long time at any level, it's actually quite good to give something back to football. Like, it's all right playing football, but I don't think there's enough boys that take on a role, a coaching or water boy or medic or anything. I just think when a lot of people finish, mate, that's them finished, you know. And I mean, I'm only 37, probably still had before I actually decided to finish and go into coaching. I'll probably had another season or two left in me. I was quite fit, but I just want to, for me personally, it inspires me to do what I'm doing now in a coaching role is giving something back, not just to Hoyk, just to certain boys. Well, not to certain boys either. Sorry, to give something back to lads who I think are coachable. If that makes sense. Like the boys that we've got down there now, they're all coachable. They're all listening. They all take it in, and they're all doing what you ask them to do. And that for me is a big thing. Darren, is I could easily just stop playing football last year or the year before, or just say I was still playing now. I could just say a lot of players will be sacking it. By the way, amateur in East of Scotland, COVID knackered that they'll be eating pies and everything like you, just sitting eating 24/7. A lot of boys will sack it and they'll not go back to football, especially on amateur level, and that will hurt clubs as well. That's what I didn't want. I didn't want people to stop playing football, but
You're one of them.
my inspiration.
Pies.
What's up, pal?
You eat pies all the time. I reckon when you're on a bit.
Every time, mate. Every time. Every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm eating pies, mate.
You fat shit.
Why? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm having kebabs and that. And some pints.
What challenges have you overcame?
I think like a lot of football players, coaches, managers, you all get knockbacks. You all get knockbacks. For me, in the early stages at Kelso, I had a bad calf injury. Could never ever get rid of it, whether I went to physio, rubs, doesn't matter, deep heat. It didn't matter what I was doing. I could not get rid of this injury. So that was a sore one. So I definitely had to overcome that. But the big ones for the coaches is it's about club changes and management and players. And I don't have any take on the team on a Saturday. That's obviously my next move is maybe a step into management or assistant manager. That would be obviously the next one up for me. But your knockbacks, injuries through life, changes in life, mate. I mean, not just through football. You could have life changes. You could have kids. You know what I mean? Kids moving house, moving towns. There's lots of stuff that actually can happen in life, and it's not just through football, but the knockbacks is a big one. You have to get yourself back up though. That's it. It doesn't matter what you do whilst you fell down, it's what you do when you get up.
Aye. Who's the best dresser in the team?
Aye. I wish I could say myself. It probably is me, to be honest with you, but I'll pick some.
Next
Eh?
joke. Next joke.
Probably is me, but we've got one chocolate boy in particular that plays for Hawick now, big captain, Daniel Chandler. I reckon he'll get his hair cut every week. He just loves his cell to bits. Always got the extra small t-shirts and that on, so his tiny wee arms are showing and that. Fancy, all the fancy gear, but no idea again. That's him.
But you're mainly into your hair fashion.
Well, it doesn't look that way today, bud.
Obviously not. The worst dresser in the team. You.
No, like I say, I would have been number one with your previous question, but this accolade goes to Declan Hogg. I'm going to tag him in this when you bring it out, because I actually think he wears his birds' clays, Hannah's. I think he wears Hannah's clays. I'm not saying he does, but some of his clobber has got something to be desired. Like, I'll probably get a wee noogie for this, but no matter, I'll take it. Declan Hogg, definitely.
See, you're trying to say he wears his bird dresses.
No, he's not a dress. He's just their cardigans and that, and their hats and scarves and shoes sometimes. He's always got his ankles on show and that. He might wear his birds' dresses in the house, I reckon. That's one to be answered, Declan.
Best trainer in the team?
Mr. Three Lungs himself, Taylor Hope. Never seen anybody, he plays in the middle of midfield, I've never seen anybody cover every single blade of grass in the park like that laddie the now. Well, he might not be doing it now because he injured himself at training, but I've never seen, personally in my whole life of playing football, I've never seen anybody run about like him. He must just eat half a Ribena a day or something and just drink water, and he must not eat any Chinese or beers. Well, I'll have a beer definitely, but aye, Taylor Hope without a doubt, mate. Best trainer.
Worst trainer?
Again, I might get a wee noogie for this one, but Ross Scott, he's always doing something. Always doing something. And I'm getting my nails painted tonight, or I'm getting my hair cut, or I'm doing this, or I can't make it through that reason. All right, no bother. And even when the essays at the back of the line, just trudging about, just needs a kick up there sometimes, and he tries a laddie, but he'll definitely be the worst. Like,
Who's the hard man in the team?
the hard man in this team, probably Crockett, David Strathday. Never shies with anything. Unless it's training. He shies with that quite a lot too. But it does, on a Saturday, doesn't shy you. No tackles, no nothing actually. He does get in there. No shy of that either. But he's probably your hatchet man, mate. Definitely.
Best club anthem you've heard?
Obviously Celtic for me, yeah. It's the Celtic FC in, mate.
Oh, Never Walk Alone.
It's a grand old team to play for. I'm not singing it. Absolutely not.
On you go.
No. That's away from my pay grade, mate. We'll need to come back to what your fine is for this now. We'll add another zero.
Sing a wee bit, I'll get Holly to shave your beard off.
No, that beard's fine, mate. Beard for life, mate. Beard's for life. Again, the jealousy is just creeping in because you can't grow one.
But I look younger than you, so up yours.
But you are younger than me. You're about 10 years, pal.
I bet time you become an old man, I'll still look young.
That's because you'll still be shaving and no have a hair on your face.
Best tackle you've made.
It's when I was a captain of Peebles. It was just amateur again, and we were playing against bigger. And it was a big laddie. I'm sure he'll be retired now. He was a big laddie, ginger hair boy. Maybe 6'2", 6'3", a wee bit bulky. And my wee the right back he was playing, he went walkies up front and that, so he just left us open a wee bit. I just mind saying to myself, oh, he's getting it. Now I'm only 5'7", and I said, got to be fair though, eh? So anyway, just seen it, there's a wee opportunity for me to take the ball, but obviously I took the man and the ball as well. I just clattered him out the park, and just got up. He was like, it's the best tackle I've ever been in. Go up, shook hands, cracked on. It was fair because he landed on me, Darren. It wasn't fair because I won the ball or that. It was fair because he was fucking left his elbows into my sides. So that was the best chance. It was quite a loud tackle, I know, to be fair, but that's my best tackle, mate.
Best goal you've scored?
Try to rack my brain because I've not really scored that many, but the one that always comes out to me, the one that I'll probably not forget. Tuesday night away to Greenlaw, playing for Leaf and Rovers. I was playing full back, I believe. I think I was playing right back, and we were going forward. We had already won the league again. It's one of the games. It was almost meaningless. So I just kept going forward, and I got to the edge of their box, just outside the D, and the left winger just passed it to me, and I just let it come across my body, and I dropped my shoulder. I just hit it first time in the top corner. I didn't celebrate or anything. Just pointing to the gaffer, give him a wee wave. Cheers and now.
Why did you
that
not
for
celebrate?
me is, what's that, pal?
Why did you not celebrate?
Probably because of the lack of goals I've scored throughout my career, pal. I didn't actually make myself one up. I suppose I probably could have ran a bit like Shearer and just pointed to the sky or something, or done a roly-poly, but probably would have injured my calf again if I tried all that part. So I just kept it nice and simple and quiet.
Fat enough.
No, you've had too many roly-polies, son.
Shut it. Best night out you've had?
The best night out? How long have we got here?
Like, out with football.
Right, okay. Well, I mind you, night I was out, and there was just this wee ginger-headed boy came along, and I think I was in the Harrow at the time. This wee ginger boy came along, and he knocked his elbow into my knee, and I was like, what's happening there? And I was looking about. Can you get us a pint, mister?
Fuck you.
You still never got me a pint back for that.
I will.
That was 10 years ago.
Mine when you tried to fire into... I'll not name the name, but you tried to fire into some bird. You know who it was.
This is a football chat, mate. This is a football chat. Come on.
Right, do you listen to Off the Ball?
I do. Recently I started listening to it, mate, yes.
What do you think?
Good. Funny. It's no boring. It's got quite decent patter. It's all right. I mean, I only listen to radio at work, to be honest, mate, when I'm driving about mental. But what are you thinking about it? Like, do you not like it, or do you like it?
No, I like it. I like Tom Cosgrove and Stuart, and they're brilliant.
I like it. Like I say, it's just recently I've started listening to it. But it's good.
But no, I just want to obviously say thanks for coming on my channel and talking about your your football career.
No problem, mate. No problem.
Have you got anything to say to the odd, like the subscribers or anything?
Well, I just, if I've got to say anything, I would say just keep following you, wee man. Keep going, and all your stuff that I want to share, I'll share, and your stuff's good. You keep up the good work. Get the more professional boys on, and like myself, and aye, you're doing well. And well done to the subscribers for keeping you going, and hopefully you can smash 1,500. Hopefully by the end of maybe May, June. That would be good.
Well, Dave, but Sam, is I'll stop recording, but I'll carry on talking.
Okay, pal.